Isn't little Lady Wilson arrogant? Then she will be left with nothing. After hanging up the phone, Charlie went back to the living room and looked at Jacob. He saw that Jacob's eye sockets were swollen, and the bruise on his forehead was getting worse and worse. I'm afraid it won't be eliminated in 1.5 months. And he could see that Jacob not only suffered trauma, but also some impacts on his brain. There was slight congestion in his skull. It is best to go to the hospital for craniotomy to remove blood clots. Otherwise, over time, this intracranial hematoma will be a time bomb, and maybe one day it will suddenly erupt, and may lead to death. However, Charlie was afraid that Claire would panic, and temporarily concealed this matter. He stood up and said, "I'll go out and buy some medicinal materials to treat Dad." Many medical techniques are recorded in the 9 profound heaven scriptures. There is a prescription that can relieve depression and activate blood circulation, which can cure the situation of the father-in-law. Claire asked curiously, "What kind of medicinal materials can be bought? Will it work? Or should we go to the hospital?" Charlie smiled slightly and said, "No need to go to the hospital. Doctors will deliberately scare and make things serious. Dad would be anxious after hearing this. I have a prescription that is very effective for bruises." Claire nodded then. When Charlie opened the door of the room, an acquaintance happened to come outside the door. It turned out to be Chin Gang. He frowned, looked at Chin Gang and asked, "Why are you here?" When Chin Gang saw Charlie, he hurriedly smiled and said, "Mr. Wade, I heard that you encountered something today, so I collected some medicinal materials and brought them over for you to have a look." After speaking, a bodyguard behind him stepped forward and respectfully presented a red wooden box. Chin Gang opened the lid and smiled respectfully. "Mr. Wade, please take a look." In the box there was an old wild ginseng with a thick arm, as well as purplish red and shiny Ganoderma lucidum, as well as several expensive medicinal materials on the market, which are not found in ordinary traditional medicine stores. Charlie glanced at it. Although these medicinal materials are precious, they don't contain much spiritual energy, but they are better than nothing. It just so happened that he also had to prepare pills for promoting blood circulation and swimming, and these medicinal materials just happened to come in handy. Charlie nodded faintly and said, "Give it to me." Chin Gang hurriedly took the box and said, "Thanks to Mr. Wade's guidance, everything is going well in the Chin family now, and the business has doubled in the past 2 days, all thanks to Mr. Wade's credit. In the future, if Mr. Wade needs anything from the Chin family, please feel free. Chin must do his best to fulfill it." Charlie said, "Then you continue to pay attention to me. If you have good medicinal materials, please bring them to me. They are really useful." "Yes." After Chin Gang agreed, he immediately said, "Mr. Wade, if nothing is wrong, can you come to the house to enjoy the noodles and have a home-cooked meal?" Charlie said indifferently, "Someday, there is something wrong at home now." "Okay." Chin Gang said hurriedly, "Then I won't bother." After speaking, he left. Charlie also turned around and returned home. Jacob's headache was unbearable, so Claire helped him to a nearby traditional medicine acupuncture center, wanting to massage and promote blood circulation. Charlie said to him, "Dad, it's not suitable for you walking indiscriminately right now, so let's take a break. A friend just delivered medicinal materials. I will prepare a little pill for you. It should have a good effect." Jacob asked wonderingly, "Charlie, do you still have the ability to cure diseases and prescribe medicine?" Charlie said, "I learned a little bit of it before." He could hardly say that he had read the 9 profound heaven scriptures and knew that there was a medicine pill. This is a lost traditional medicine prescription. It can not only remove blood congestion in the brain, but also has a miraculous effect on serious brain diseases such as cerebral infarction and stroke. If a pill for dispersing blood and heart relief is formulated, for Jacob, it will naturally cure the disease. But Jacob was a little worried. He said embarrassingly, Charlie, it's not that your dad doesn't believe you. You are okay in fighting. You can't learn to treat illness and save people by watching TV. As he said, he coughed twice and said, "Well, let Claire take me to the hospital." Charlie smiled slightly and said, "Okay, if you can't believe me, you can go to the hospital to try it first. If it works, it's a good thing." Jacob hurriedly said, "It is not that I can't believe you. It is a little bit painful right now. I will go and see a doctor first." After speaking, he said to Claire, "Claire, let's go." Claire nodded and helped Jacob to stand up and they went out. Charlie walked into the kitchen and began to make prescriptions. According to the records on the 9 profound heaven scriptures, this medicine is very effective. Jacob only had a slight blood flow in his brain. To get the drug, Charlie subtracted a few medicinal materials before starting to make it.